Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. All together, please. Om Jnana Timirandasya Ganandana Salakaya Chakshuram Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stabhidam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yukta Padakamalang Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Prijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padang Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapcha Kanchana Gourange Radhe Brindavanishwari Vrishabhana Sudadevi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bevacha Paritanam Pavnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. So, reading from Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is, translation and commentary by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Today's verse number 30, chapter 9, the most confidential knowledge. So, very famous verse, often misunderstood. Please repeat. Abhichet Sudaracharo Bhajate Mam Ananyabhak Sadoreva Chamantavya Samyagvya Visito Hisaha Abhichet Sudaracharo Bhajate Mam Ananyabhak Sadoreva Chamantavya Samyagvya Visito Hi Saha Abhichet Sudaracharo Bhajate Mam Ananyabhak Sadoreva Chamantavya Samyagvya Visito Hi Saha
Abhichet Sudacharo Bhajate Mam Ananyabhak Sadureva Samantavya Samyak Vipasito Hi Saha Abhichet Sudacharo Bhajate Mam Ananyabhak Sadureva Samantavya Abhichet Sudacharo Bhajate Mam Ananyabhak Sadureva Samantavya Samyagya Visito Hi Saha Abhichet Sudacharo Bhajate Mam Ananyabhak Sadureva Samantavya
Abhichet Sudaracharo Mamanyabhak Sadureva Chamantavya Samyagva Visito Siha. Much it is? Oh. Abhichet Sudaracharo Bhajate Mam Ananyabhak Sadureva samantavya. Volume. Sudaracharo Padite Mamananyavak Sadureva chamantavya Samyagya Vavisautiha. Hare Krishna. Torasa or. Torah or. Hare Krishna. Okay. So, word for word, please repeat. Api, even, chet, if, sudaracharaha, one committing the most abominable actions. Bhajate is engaged in devotional service. Mam, unto me, ananya bhak, without deviation. Sadhu, a saint. Eva, certainly. Saha, he. Mantavya, is to be considered. Samyak, completely. Bhavasitaha, situated in determination. He, certainly. Saha, he. Translation Srila Prabhupada. Even if one commits the most abominable action, if he is engaged in devotional service, he is to be considered saintly because he is properly situated in his determination. Please repeat. Even if one commits the most abominable action, if he is engaged in devotional service, he is to be considered saintly because he is properly situated in his determination. So, very interesting verse, right? A lot of discussion on this verse. Here's Prabhupada's purport. The word Sudarachara used in this verse is very significant, and we should understand it properly. When a living entity is conditioned, he has two kinds of activities. One is conditional and the other is constitutional. As for protecting the body or abiding by the rules of society and state, certainly there are different activities, even for the devotees, in connection with the conditional life. And such activities are called conditional. Besides these, the living entity who is fully conscious of his spiritual nature and is engaged in Krishna consciousness or the devotional service of the Lord has activities which are called transcendental. Such activities are performed in his constitutional position, and they are technically called devotional service. Now, in the conditioned state, sometimes devotional service and the conditional service in relation to the body will parallel one another. But then again, sometimes these activities become opposed to one another. As far as possible, the devotee is very cautious so that he does not do anything that could disrupt his wholesome condition. He knows that the perfection of his activities depends on his progressive realization of Krishna consciousness. Sometimes, however, it may be seen that a person in Krishna consciousness commits some act which may be taken as most abominable, socially or politically. But such a temporary fall down does not qualify him. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is stated that if a person falls down but is wholeheartedly engaged in transcendental service of the Supreme Lord, the Lord being situated within his heart, purifies him and excuses him from that abomination. The material contamination is so strong that even a yogi, fully engaged in the service of the Lord, sometimes becomes ensnared. But Krishna consciousness is so strong that such an occasional fall down is at once rectified. Therefore, the process of devotional service is always a success. No one should deride a devotee for some accidental fall down from the ideal path. For, as explained in the next verse, such occasional fall downs will be stopped in due course, as soon as a devotee is completely situated in Krishna consciousness. Therefore, a person who is situated in Krishna consciousness and is engaged with determination in the process of chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, should be considered to be in the transcendental position, even if by chance or accident he is found to have fallen. The word Sadur Eva, he is saintly, are very emphatic. They are a warning to the non-devotees that because of an accidental fall down, a devotee should not be derided. He should be considered saintly even if he has accidentally fallen down. The word mantavya is still more emphatic. If one does not follow this rule and derides a devotee for his accidental fall down, then one is disobeying the order of the Supreme Lord. The only qualification of a devotee is to be unflinchingly and exclusively engaged in devotional service. In the Nrsimha Puran, the following statement is given. Bhavati cha harav anya cheta brisha malino pi vrirajate manusha nahi shasha kulas chabi kadachit timara prabhavatam upaiti chandraha. The meaning is that even if one fully engaged in devotional service of the Lord is sometimes found engaged in abominable activities, these activities should be considered to be like spots that resemble the mark of a rabbit on the moon. Such spots do not become an impediment to the diffusion of moonlight. Similarly, the accidental fall down of a devotee from this path of saintly character does not make him abominable. On the other hand, one should not misunderstand that a devotee in transcendental devotional service can act in all kinds of abominable ways. This verse only refers to an accident due to the strong power of material connections. Devotional service is more or less a declaration of war against the illusory energy. As long as one is not strong enough to fight the illusory energy, there may be accidental fall downs. But when one is strong enough, he is no longer subjected to such fall downs as previously explained. One should take advantage of this verse. No one should take advantage of this verse and commit nonsense and still think that he is a devotee. If he does not improve his character by devotional service, then it is to be understood that he is not a high devotee. So, very complex mixture here, very interesting. And those that have been around a while, I've been around 50 years, can see the application of this verse. So, Mukam karoti vachalam pangam laite girim yad kripa tamaham bande Shri Guru dinatarinam apichet sudaracharo bhajate mam mananyavak sadoreva chamantavya samyak bhavasito hi saha. Even if one commits the most abominable actions, if he is engaged in devotional service, he is to be considered saintly because he is properly situated in his determination. So, yes, So Prabhupada at the beginning says that the devotee, he is performing conditional activities and he is performing transcendental activities, if you remember. So what are those conditional activities? They are activities in relationship to his condition, his mind and body, right? Mother Sachi Devi requested Lord Chaitanya, there's only one thing I'll request you, my dear son. Please stay in Puri so that I can get news of you when the Bengali Vaishnavas goes to Puri for the Rath Yatra and come back. They'll bring knowledge of you, what you're doing, how are you. So Lord Chaitanya said, my dear mother, you have given me this body with which I am performing devotional service. I am eternally obliged to you. There is nothing I can refuse you. So that is showing Lord Chaitanya, Supreme Lord, in his position as a devotee, is making many points to us there. How we should respect our mothers. Nowadays in this modern world there's all this feminism and this and that. Oh, equality, equality. No, the Vaishnava thinks everyone is superior. We don't look for equality. We look for service. Things are different. How you can have equality? Between different things. But you can serve everything. You should serve your mother, you should serve your father. You must respect them. Why? Because they've given you this body. And with this body, even though it is a conditional apparatus made of material energy, with this body we are doing our transcendental activities. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Pada, Sevanam, Achanam, Bandhanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atmanivedanam. Right? If you don't have a body, how can you do that? So, but Prabhupada makes the point that we're in a difficult situation here. Now, if you become Vastu Siddhi, it's called, there is Swarup Siddhi and there is Vastu Siddhi. Swarup Siddhi means you've realized your relationship with Krishna. Vastu Siddhi means you have gone through the Viraja river and you have cast off completely the material mind and the material body. And now you're in your Satchitananda Swarup. That is Vastu Siddhi. So that means you're in the spiritual platform, on the spiritual platform. But until you reach that platform, you should discipline this material conditional body in such a way so that you can perform your Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smadhanam, Padasevanam. But the point is, at the end, Prabhupada makes the point that actually, because we have this conditional body, which has an appetite for eating, sleeping, mating, defending, which may have a tendency to tamagun, which may have a tendency to rajagun, which may have a tendency to sattvagun, we may be distracted now and again. We may oversleep, tamagun. We may become angry, rajagun. We may become lustful. We may overeat. Sattvagun, we may think, oh, I'm so happy, now I can enjoy life. I'll get married and create a dynasty of wonderful children. My wife will be beautiful and kind and obedient to me. Everything will be wonderful. So we may be seduced by Tamagun, Rajagun, Sattvagun during the period of sadhana. Right? We may think, oh, I can enjoy a little bit. And not only that, because of previous habits. For example, we may have liked to smoke cigarettes. So in the period of sadhana, we're in the temple 3 months, and we think, I have to sneak out and have a cigarette. That's a small thing. Krishna says, abominable activity. Even if it's abominable, if a devotee is situated in determination, he should not be judged cruelly for that. We should not be like predator. You know, the predators, they look at the herd, and they look for, there's a weak member of the herd, I'll attack. Right? That is the predator. That is the Matsarya. That is the envious person. Can you close that door? Because there's noise coming in from that air conditioning, is it? It's terrible. Sounds like a railway station. Anyway, that's a bit less, isn't it? So this is an important point, is it not? That until we're completely purified, until we've attained Vastu Siddhi, there may be provocation by our conditional condition. Our habit. Sadhana bhakti means practice. And what are we practicing? We're practicing our transcendental activities, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Padasevanam, right? But they may be distracted. But Krishna is saying, don't condemn a devotee if he has that problem. In fact, glorify him, because he's determined and he's fighting. He's like Arjuna. Arjuna, Krishna, I shall not fight. Arjuna, you're talking learned words, but you're lamenting for that which is not worthy of grief. You're becoming a pussycat instead of a tiger. You're not doing your duty as a Kshatriya. This is abominable, right? Parikshit Maharaj, he was in the forest, he felt thirsty. He went to the sage's ashram. The sage was in samadhi. Parikshit Maharaj, he put a snake skin over the sadhu, right? And I think it's Shringi, the son, cursed him. You Kshatriya. You're not a Kshatriya. You're disparaging the Brahmin. He's in samadhi and you do that? What about Maharaj Bharat in the 5th canto? He was doing his puja, he retired, he was giving up the kingdom, doing his bhajan in the forest. He was practically in bhava bhakti, at which Swarup Siddhi becomes manifest. But, oh, look at this poor deer. I have to look after the deer. This is not abominable, it's mode of goodness, kindness. Kshatriya is meant to protect. But he tried to protect the deer, and then he left behind his bhajan. Was it a good thing? So he became a deer, and he was in the forest, and the sages he used to sit next to the sages as they taught Bhagavatam. And the sages said, you know who that is? That's Maharaj Bharat. He fell in love with a deer. So then he became what? Jad Bharat. Jad means dull. Everyone thought, oh, he's a bit dull. He doesn't talk much. What about Sukadev Goswami? He left his family. Who was his father? Veda Vyas, Shaktivesh avatar to compile the Vedas. Compiling the Vedas, oh, I don't want this family affection. In the also first canto, Narada Muni, he was serving the Bhakti Vedantas, and it says there, oh, I wanted to go and meditate as I was taught, but my mother bound me by the rope of affection. And then one day she was bitten by a snake and passed on. So that may seem a bit cruel. So there's another aspect too. A devotee wants to do his transcendental activities. This is the first thing that Prabhupada discusses. So sometimes he may transgress his material duties. He may not perform his material duties. He may prioritize his Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Sevanam. So people may think, oh, look at that fellow. He's not looking after his mother and father. He's going under a tree and chanting Hare Krishna. Look at that Jad Bharat. He's not getting married, not helping in the house. He's wandering here and there, acting very, leave me alone, avaduta. So he's not performing his material activities deliberately. So that's also, in the eyes of society, that's what the first mistake Prabhupada enunciates. He's doing something that is contradictory to his conditional duties. The other one later on, if you remember, he may fall down from the path of sadhana bhakti accidentally because of conditioned life. In his, he may smoke a cigarette, he may lose his temper, like that. But Krishna is saying, don't judge cruelly. Don't be like a predator. Be like a mother who forgives the child. The child does many things. The father disciplines the child. Don't do that again. You fell off your bicycle, you donkey. I told you to drive carefully. The mother says, come here, my dear hero. I'll blow on the cut and it'll be okay. She forgives the child. She loves the child. She nurtures the child. The father chastises, gives instruction. Both are necessary. So with devotees we can understand. We should be understanding and forgiving. Why? Because they are doing their real duty. Their real duty of human life is there in the Vedanta Sutra. Atato, now you're a human being, now you're a civilized human being following Varnashram. Atato Brahma Jignyas. That's your duty. Yes, as far as possible, Prabhupada says, we should harmonize with material society. There's no doubt. We should follow the rules of passport. We should pay taxes. We should pay the electric bill. We shouldn't be liars and cheaters. On the basis, I'm a devotee. I don't have to follow what the government says. Well, the government may disagree very heartily with you. So that's one reason. But also, if a devotee has some accidental form, okay. But Prabhupada makes the point. The devotee cannot use this as an excuse to continue bad activities. Right? If somebody is dressing as a sannyasi or a big leader and is stealing money, abusing children, abusing little girls, abusing little boys over decades, that is not accidental fall down. That is Kali Chela. Bhakti Vinod Thakur has written he said, look, here's the Vaishnav with tilak on his nose, wearing kuntimala, but in his heart he desires dhanam, wealth, status, followers, janam, sundarim, sex life. And he's using that dress to cover and facilitate his Kali Yuga behavior. Therefore, there's an essay by Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Prabhupada. He says, it is better to have the association of an ordinary materialist than what he calls, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Prabhupada, a dharma adwaji. That means a false religionist. It's better to have the association of an ordinary material person who's living in a pious way, fulfilling his material duties. It's better to have the association of that person than a fake devotee, a Kali Chela. Because he's a devotee of Kali. Kali, what is Kali? Kali is destroying Dharma. Truthfulness, mercy, forgiveness. That is what Kali's business. You want to associate with that, or do you want to associate with a materialist that is Balisha? Bhakti Vinod uses the term Balisha, innocent. They don't have knowledge, but they're doing the best they can for their family, for society. That person is better than a Kali Chela. So you see all these points. So now what should we do? We have conditional life. So Krishna here, I think in this chapter, yad karosi yadadnasi yad dadosi dadasi yad tapasyasi kunta tad karosva madapanam. So this is particularly for Varnashram. Varnashram means you follow Vaidhi. Varnashram is Vaidhi. You perform appropriate activities, but you perform it for Krishna. That is yad karosi, right? So your conditional life, yad karosi means that whatever you do, offer it to Krishna. That means your conditional life, the activities should be, as Srila Rupa Goswami says in the Nectar of Instruction, it should be sato vrite. It should be pious activity. If you're a doctor, if you're a good politician, if you're building a wall, if you're looking after children, it should be sato vrite. It should be good activity. Then it can be offered. You can't be a bank manager. A bank thief, maybe the same thing. You can't be a bank robber and offer that to Krishna. You can't be a violent criminal, a liar, a rumor monger, and offer that to Krishna. You can't be land mafia and killing and bullying farmers and offer that to Krishna. So it should be sato vrita, yad karosi, yadadnasi. Oh, whatever you eat, you should offer that to Krishna. That means you should only eat patram pushpam phalam toyam. You should eat nice, vegetarian, healthy foodstuffs that can be offered. So this will help. This is in your conditional life. It may be viewed as not directly Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, but you're doing adnasi. Yogstadose. Okay, you're a married man and you're giving your daughter to a nice young boy, healthy, intelligent, good-hearted, but you're giving that daughter, Kanyadam, as an offering to Krishna. Seeing that Krishna is within the heart and soul of everyone. That is what Uddhava is told by Krishna, 29th chapter, 11th canto. See Krishna within every living entity and have a sense of respect. And then you'll become a Paramahamsa. The instructions to Uddhava are the Paramahamsa Gita. So, Yadanasi, Yasidosi, Dadasiyat, whatever you give charity, you see you're down near Bhajan Ashram and you see these widowed ladies, right? You give them 100 rupees here, there, but give it to Krishna, right? They're poor ladies. Oh, the dog in the street is hungry, buy it some biscuits, but give it to Krishna within the heart of the dog. Yadanasi, Dadasi, Yogstadosi, Dadasi Yat. Yattapasyasi. Right, today is Madhwadashi. So you're performing austerities. You have to perform austerities in this life. It means voluntary control of the senses. Offer it to Krishna. Then your conditional life will become fruitful and set a nice format for your Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Padasevanam. You see? This is the relationship between Yad Karosi, Yad Adnasi, Dadasi, Yad Tapasya, Sitikunteya, and Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Padasevanam. Sato vrite tat tat karma pravartanat. That means you should act according to rules and regulations as far as possible in Vaidhi. And then also, what does Bhagavatam say? Nasta prayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naistike. Okay, you're doing everything nicely, but shravanam. This verse in the Bhagavatam says, okay, you're being troubled by conditioning in the Tamagun and Rajagun, but then hear Bhagavatam. Hear Bhagavatam from a Bhagavat, a devotee. And then it'll be practically destroyed to nil. Then you'll come to the mode of goodness. And then what you should do? Then you should perform Raganuga Sadhana Bhakti. The Bhagavatam verse says, practically destroyed to nil. You're hearing Bhagavat philosophy, you become absorbed in Krishna. So what happens then? Chapter 12. If you follow Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti, the good result will be that you will awaken the desire to attain Krishna. Oh, I want to attain Krishna. I'm living a pure life. I'm reading the Bhagavatam. I'm realizing Krishna. I want to attain Krishna. But if that is a proper awakening, then that desire to attain Krishna will be in one of the four bhavas. It'll be in Dasya bhav. It'll be in Sakya bhav. It'll be in Vatsalya bhav. It'll be in Madhurya bhav. And all the subsections within that. If you desire to attain Krishna, it is not like in bhakti, it is not like the meditation of a yogi. I'm meditating on supreme consciousness, the great light, the oneness, the guiding principle. That's very good. You're a very good yogi. But bhakti yogi is meditating upon Krishna the person. And so therefore, we all have our own particular relationship with Krishna. Dasya bhav, Sakya bhav. In one of those four bhavas, basically. And by chanting, and by purification, the particular mood of that bhava will wake up. Do you understand? So then, Raganuga Sadhana Bhakti. There is Sadhana Bhakti. There's Vaidhi Bhakti, following rules and regulations. But you should awaken the desire in one of the higher bhavas. And then what is Raganuga Sadhana Bhakti? Raga Anuga. Your raga means attraction, desire for Krishna in one of the four bhavas. Then you take shelter of what's called the Ragatmika devotees. The Ragatmika devotees are the leaders of those bhavas. Radharani, Ananga Manjari are the leaders of Madhurya Bhav, Rupa Goswami, Manjari Bhav, so on. Nanda Yashoda, Sunanda, Rohini, they're the leaders of Vatsalya Bhav. Sridham, Madhumangal, leaders of Sakya Bhav. Raktak, Pratak, leaders of Dasya Bhav in Goloka. So Raga Nuga means that you meditate and you try to inculcate that leader of that awakening emotion. And then you perform your Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, cultivating that awakening mood. That will lead you to Rati, Bhava Bhakti. That will lead you to Prema. At Bhava Bhakti, you'll get Swarup Siddhi. You'll realize your relationship more and more. The center of it is Seva Bhav. Sevan Mukhi Jiva Do. We talked about this last week, right? Rishikena Rishikesha Sevanam Bhakti Ruchite Seva. So yes, Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya, that will calm down the modes, just like in the Shikshamrita, Chaiturdapana Majanam, Bhava Mahanivagnipanam. It means the bhava, the material rogue becomes down. And then what happens? Vidyavadu Jivanam. Then the soul, you realize I'm the soul. And then you can do Smaranam, I'm the soul. And within my soul is Krishna. And I have relationship with Krishna. And now I must perform my Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Sevanam, developing that awakening mood. And that will take you to complete purity. Nityam Bhagavata Nasta Prayashu Abhadreshu, practically destroyed to nil. And then Vidyavadu Jivanam Anandam Buddhivadhanam Pratipurnam Ritasvadhanam. You will get Ananda. At stage of Ananda, then you realize Swarup fully. But at the center of Swarup is this Seva Bhav in a particular mood. So if you're just following Vaidhi Bhakti, that's good. But you must know that Vaidhi Bhakti is meant to create rag, attraction. And then attraction is to create rati, attachment. And then ashakti, rati will give you bhava. And that will give you swarup, realization of your relationship with Krishna. And then that will give you prem. Do you understand? Don't think, oh, I have initiation, I'm saved. There's many people think like that, right? These tribal religions, oh, I've accepted this prophet, I'm saved. Oh, I'm born in this group, I'm saved. I accept this prophet from the Middle East, I'm saved. They think Krishna consciousness is some kind of, I took initiation, I'm saved. I'll be saved. It'll all happen automatically. No, the Acharyas, Prabhupada explained the science of Krishna consciousness. Initiation, Prabhupada explains, is like you sign up for a university course. Then you study. Then you pass the university course. You don't just sign up and now I'm a master musician. Now I know accountancy because I signed up for the accountancy course. That is lazy. It's the science of Krishna, the path of perfection. Mahadhyena katasva panta. You have to understand what I've just in synopsis given. You have to understand this step by step. Yad karosi yadanasi. Sato vrite tat tat kama. You follow Vaidhi very nicely. Within that, doing Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, when that lends fruition, you will desire a certain relationship with Krishna. Then you chant cultivating that mood under the shelter of the Ragatmika devotees, the leaders of that particular relationship, that will lead you more and more to bhava, and that will lead you to prema. It's a process. It's given by the Goswamis. Lord Chaitanya has given it. And I always emphasize, don't think that desire is your enemy. Yes, desire may make you fall away. Oh, I want to have a glass of champagne, it's Christmas. No, desire is your friend. You keep desiring, I want to be somebody my spiritual master is proud of. I want my spiritual master to turn to his spiritual master and say, look at that, my disciple. I'm very proud of him, right? If you're a music teacher, you want a good student. Look at that. He's writing music. Before he came to me, he couldn't even tune a guitar. And now he's a famous something or other. So, right, we take shelter of the Vaishnavas. Krishna say tomorrow, Krishna di te paro. Krishna is yours. Oh, Vaishnav, give to me. Give me this bhava. Give me this desire to have Krishna. Rules and regulations, yes. Oh, at the beginning, but follow that with desire. And that's what Prabhupada says, right? That's the whole thing that Krishna says, isn't it? That's the final point. What does Krishna say? Oh, wrong chapter. Because he is he is still to be considered saintly because he is properly situated in his determination. So yes, four anathas. Remember the anathas. What are they? Four anathas. Watch out for them. Swarupa Brahmya. You don't know what is the Swarup. You don't know what is the nature of the soul. Asatrista. Hankering for material things. This is what causes the deviations, even temporarily. Oh, Dhanam Janam Sundarim, Lord Chaitanya says. Asatrista. Hrida Abhalyam means weakness of heart. What does Krishna tell Arjuna at the beginning of the Gita? Oh, give up such petty weakness of heart, Arjuna. Armed with yoga, stand and fight. Don't be a pussycat, be a tiger. Be a lion amongst men. Don't, I have to give up champagne, I can't be a devotee. What is this weakness? Hrida Abhalyam, useless. You can't give up smoking cigarettes. And you give up transcendental eternal life? What kind of nonsense you are? Krishna tells Arjuna, but you're a big Kshatriya, and now you want to go and run from the battlefield. What will people say about you? Hrida Abhalyam. Then fourth one is aparad. That can slow you, deviate you. What is it? Dham aparad, Nam aparad, Sevar aparad, Vaishnav aparad. And they're in that order. The worst one is Vaishnav aparad. Sevar aparad means when you're doing deity worship, you should do without fault. But Krishna is very forgiving. He doesn't mind if your intention is, determination is good. Then Nam aparad, of course, we can't chant purely. So, but Krishna will forgive if you're in the right determination. Dham aparad, yes, the Dham will forgive you. You come pay your obeisances, put the Dham, put Jamuna on your head. The Dham will forgive you. But Vaishnava aparad, only the Vaishnav can forgive you. So be very careful. And that's also in this verse, is it not? Krishna said, you'd better not criticize my saintly devotee just because he's having a problem. That is aparad. You should think, Indian people are very good like that, right? When someone gets angry, they say, oh yes. They don't fight back. He's just angry, never mind. And then tomorrow, they're friends, right? Let it go. Chalega. Koi bad nahi. Kya karenge? Bhagwan sab theek karenge. Kya karo hai? So, we should be like that. If somebody becomes angry, we should be forgiving. That is kripa sindhu bhayavacha. If somebody becomes angry with us, we should think, I'm being blessed. But we should keep out of arm's reach. So in this way, many points in this verse is very important. Krishna is, just in a few lines, is explaining everything. Okay, thank you all very much for your kind attention. Srila Prabhupada Bhagavad Gita, Vrindavan Dham, Sadhureva Tamantavya. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Thank you very much.